Jessica. It's so great to see you today. I'm glad that you're here today. Thank you for coming to do this here at my house since we weren't able to do it this week at the school. So, do you remember what we practiced during our last reading lesson? We worked on fluency.
Yeah, we did. We practiced text with fluency, which is reading smoothly, quickly, and correctly.
Very good. Absolutely. That's exactly right. You did an amazing job, and you read so smoothly at the end. Since you know how to decode those big words now, we're going to focus on building your brain's vocabulary. That is our semantic processor, which is part of the brain that holds the meanings of words. So today our learning target is I can use context clues from a text to identify and determine the meaning of unknown words, okay? Since I know you love George Washington, I have written a special story about his life just for you. I'm going to read it aloud to you. Your only job is to listen carefully, enjoy the story, and pay attention to what happens. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Great. Let's begin. Follow along with your finger, okay? George Washington, the leader of a new nation. When George Washington was young, he assumed he would stay a quiet farmer in Virginia. He loved working on his farm and riding horses. But as the American colonies grew unhappy with the rules of the king, the country needed a brave leader. They asked George Washington to lead the American army. Even when the winters were freezing cold and the soldiers had very little food, Washington persisted. He kept planning and working hard, refusing to give up, and he led his soldiers to victory. After the war, the people wanted him to be the leader of their new country. As America's very first president, he helped establish the rules and laws for how our government works today. Okay? So, now that we've read our biography, we're going to learn our 3 new academic words using our vocabulary hotshot method. I'm going to model it, so I'll show you how to do it. Then we're going to practice together, and I will have you try for yourself. Our first word from the beginning of our story is assumed. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go ahead and circle that word? I'm going to go back to the story and reread the sentence. This is what we call contextualizing, or putting it into a context. So, like into the sentence and what was happening in the story. It said, when George Washington was young, he assumed he would stay a quiet farmer in Virginia. Okay, so now I'm going to do step 2. I'm going to say the word. Let's say it together. Assumed. You ready? And I want you to clap out the syllables. Assumed. Okay, your turn.
Assumed.
Good. Okay, great pronunciation. Let's clap. We went ahead and clapped the syllables. So how many syllables is that?
2.
Great. Okay. So now is step 3. I'm going to give you a student-friendly explanation, okay? Assumed means to believe in something is true without having any real proof or facts yet, okay? It's when you make a guess in your head and treat it as the truth before you really know. Like if you, Jessica, are you with me here?
Yeah.
So like if you assumed if I assumed you liked George Washington before you told me you did. Is that, do you understand?
Yeah.
So if I thought,
Assumption.
yes, okay. So now I'm gonna have you do an activity. We're gonna play a game, okay?
Really?
I have 2 cards here, and I'm going to give you a scenario, and I want you to hold up the one that makes the most sense, okay? So, I see my friend walking toward me with a big frown, and I think they must be mad at me.
I see.
Ah, good, fantastic. So I assumed they were mad. It turns out they just stubbed their toe. I had no proof, right? So here is scenario B, okay? My friend smiles and says, I'm so happy to see you, and I know they are happy. Is that fact or assumed?
Fact.
Great, good, excellent work. So they told me, so I didn't have to guess, right? Okay, last one. I see a big present with my name on it, and I tell my brother it's a toy. Good.
Assume.
Very good. Okay. Spot on. Very good. I believed it was a toy without opening the box. So that's an assumption. It's another form of the word. Okay. Now, I want you to say the word again. Okay? So say it.
Assume.
Very good. Now it's your turn to apply it. Okay? Can you think of something you assumed before, or try making up your own sentence using the word assumed?
I assumed that my mom would get me the unicorn frappuccino.
Oh, very good. You're using the word in the sentence because you understand its meaning. Look at you. Okay, now we're going to move on to our second word. I'll take these cards. The second word is persisted. So let's do the first step. We're going to reread the sentence that used the word persisted. Okay? In our story about George Washington, we read, even when the winters were freezing cold and the soldiers had very little food, Washington persisted. He kept planning and working hard, refusing to give up. So now we're going to do step 2. Do you remember what step 2 was?
Clap it out.
Yes. Okay, let's say it together. Persisted. Okay, one more time. Persisted. How many syllables is that?
3.
Very good. Perfect. Okay, now my student-friendly explanation for you is persisted means to keep doing something when it's really difficult, okay? Or when other people tell you to stop. It means you keep pushing forward and you don't give up, okay? No matter what. So, I'm going to give you a different context. That's the next step. When I was learning to ride a bike, I fell down and scraped my knee many times. It was painful and frustrating, but I persisted and kept trying until I could ride all by myself. Okay? So we're going to play another game. Same thing. Okay, so there's our 2 cards, persisted and gave up. Okay? A student is working on a very hard math puzzle. Her pencil lead breaks, so she throws the paper in the trash. What did she do?
She gave up.
Very good. Yes, she didn't persist, right? Okay, scenario B. The basketball team was losing the game by 10 points, but they kept running, passing, and playing as hard as they could until the final buzzer sounded.
Oopsies.
What did they do?
Persisted.
Very good. You're getting it. They didn't let the score stop them, did they? Okay? Now my next scenario. A little ant was carrying a huge breadcrumb. The breadcrumb fell off of the ant's back 3 times, but the ant picked it up and kept marching up the tree. What did he do?
Persisted.
That is right. He didn't give up. The ant is a vocabulary hero, right? All right, let's do step 6. Okay, so we're going to play our game again, okay? Actually, we're going to do this differently. No, this is where I'm going to have you apply. Can you share a time in your life when you persisted and use it in your own sentence?
I persisted when my mom said that she wouldn't give me the unicorn
Oh,
frappuccino.
wow. Look at you. I think your mom might get you one after this lesson because you've done such a nice job.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah, and I will pay for it, okay?
Okay.
All right, so can you, well, very good. Okay, so we're going to move on to our final word, okay? Establish. Okay, so we're going to contextualize the word, okay? In our George Washington biography, we read, as America's very first president, he helped establish the rules and laws for how our government works today. Okay, do you remember step 2?
Clap it.
Yes. So let's say the word.
Establish.
Let's do it again.
Establish.
How many syllables?
3.
3. Okay, 3 syllables. Okay, so my friendly explanation is student friendly. It means to start, build, or set up something permanent that is meant to last for a very long time, like a rule or a school or like a country, okay? So, I'm going to provide a different context. Our university, the University of Indianapolis, which I go to, was established a long time ago in 1902 to help students learn and become great teachers, okay? All right, we're going to play our game again.
Really?
Yes, we are. Do you like our game?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Thundering.
Excellent. Okay, now, tell me if this is temporary or established. So
Okay.
if I build a brand new brick library in our neighborhood that will stay open forever.
Established.
Very good. Okay. How about throwing a plastic blanket on the grass to have a picnic?
Temporary.
Very
goodness.
good. That's okay. You're getting it. You're totally a pro. So you're just placing the blanket down. You're not making a permanent building or, you know, something that's going to last, right? Okay. So let's do the last step. Okay? So establish. Now, can you give me a sentence with the word establish?
I would establish a building for the homeless so that they have somewhere to live.
Wow. That's very, very giving and thoughtful of you. You care about your community, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent job. Okay, so the last thing I have is I have 5 sentences that I'm going to have you choose which word fits the best out of our 3 vocabulary words.
Okay.
Okay?